Hello, hello, hello. Let me get comfy. I've literally just eaten dinner. I feel like I'm picking dinner out of my teeth. That's all you lot want to see. Right, I hope we're all good. I'm not sure whether anyone will be on. Hopefully a few of you will. As this was requested by you guys. So you guys requested a live training that was on how to grow your business, how to grow your customers, and how to... So I'm just going to invite a few little people. Oh, guest requests. Let's not do that. Just going to invite a few people so that people know I'm on. Hope we're all good. I'm literally just inviting a few people. Okay, so this was the live training that was most voted by you guys. So obviously we are struggling a little bit with growing our customers, growing our circles. Hey guys! So I'm just going to get started straight away. And then if need be, if you catch it on replay, drop me a little message. I'll just pop hashtag replay. Right, so I've got some notes. So, okay, growing your business. And growing your... Sorry, I've got a bit of a sore throat. So growing your business and growing your customer base. Why is it important to do it? First of all, this is one of the most important things that you need to do in multi-level marketing. Basically, if you... what tends to happen in direct marketing, or what I am foreseeing happening, is we end up reaching out to our family, reaching out to our friends, and they are what we would call our soft or our warm market, if you like. We reach out to them. They're the people that are easily reachable. They support us at the beginning, and they all buy Scentsy because they absolutely love it. Or they might not, but mostly friends and family tend to be your first customers. Then what tends to happen is, as the months go on, they start to order a little bit less and less, and really then it becomes time to actually grow your business, spread your wings a little bit further, because ideally you want your customer base to be made up of people that you don't know, people that are maybe friends of friends of friends of friends, referrals. You want them to be made up of people that are not necessarily in your immediate circles, purely because you don't want to be relying on your friends. Now, you don't want to be that friend that every time you drop your friend a message, you're actually messaging saying, hey, do you want to buy a little bit more Scentsy, as opposed to, hey, how's your life going and what's going on within your life. So it's really, really important that you grow your business, that you grow further than your friendships and you grow further than your family, because that's going to be my first tip for you. Obviously, how to do that is about comfort zones, and some of the things I'm probably going to share with you, you might be like, do you know what, I don't feel comfortable doing those things. Everything I'm sharing with you, probably bar maybe one thing, because it's something I haven't actioned yet, that's on my list of things to do, are things that I've done, are things that I tell my team to do, are things that I tell my direct frontline to do when they're struggling. So all of these things are tried and tested. They're not things that I have necessarily sort of plucked from thin air and just thought, yeah, I'm going to ask them to do those things. So you need to be pushing yourself outside of your comfort zones to grow your business and to push your business on. So the first thing that you need to do is set yourself a goal. And this is to grow your business and to grow your customer base, you need to set yourself a goal. So it might be that your goal is to have maybe 3 or 4 new customers within this particular month. It might be to join 3 new people to your customer VIP group within the month. But you need to have an actual set goal. It's no good just sort of meandering through the month and just hoping for the best that suddenly new customers are going to be coming out from anywhere. Now, I will say this, customers do come out from nowhere sometimes, because you will often get those customers that have been watching, and then they suddenly buy from you. And you're like, oh my God, somebody's obviously been watching my posts that I've been putting on. Amazing. But that doesn't always happen. So this is where you need to actually sit down and look at your business and be like, right, what do I do to grow my customer base? If you're following up every single month with the same customers, and you're reaching out to your customers, and you are maybe running specials, sales that they normally would buy, or all of those things, and you're getting no interaction, it's time to find new customers. Typically, your customers are going to buy from you at the beginning, then give them a couple of months, and then they will buy maybe once every 1 to 3, 1 to 6 months. Your customers are going to buy at least once within that period. Mostly. That tends to be what happens. So some customers you may only speak to, a couple of times a year. They may only buy from you maybe twice a year, and that's enough for them. They're not everybody is a serial user like us, and not everybody, absolutely loves Scentsy and it's their be all end all. It's their be all and end all, okay? Not everybody is in that same mindset as us. So you have to be there constantly reminding people to use their wax. So this is where we're going to start. We're going to start with something that I probably have talked about this 1,000 times, and this is the same for recruiting, and this is the same for just your sales. You're going to start, and if you haven't got one, this is your homework. So you're going to start by making your list of 100. Now, it doesn't have to be anything posh. It doesn't have to be anything, serious. It doesn't have to be anything amazing. But your list of 100 is going to be your starting point. So here's mine. I have recently put this on a spreadsheet, but it's only because I've got time. Literally, mine is in a book. And every time I get a new customer, you can see, I literally add them on. They don't have to be it doesn't have to be neat. It doesn't have to be mega tidy. Some pages have got 2 columns. Some have got none. But I have a list of 100. So whenever I feel like my customer's gone a little bit quiet, I refer to this. Now, what I haven't got round to doing, you're going to take a highlighter pen, part of your homework, 2 colour pens, and you're going to go through and you're going to put a little mark next to them, or you can highlight them, up to you. You're going to highlight them with potential sales, potential sponsors, potential people you want in your team, potential sales. And then you can also have another colour, if you like, that is just going to be people that already are your regular customers. Split them into 3 so you can see. You need to be able to see who are your regular customers, who's never bought from you, but could potentially be a customer, and who potentially could be a teammate. Once you've got it looking like a colourful prettiness, it's going to make following up, and it's going to make actually reaching out to your customers much more easier. So that's the first thing. So every time you get a new customer, you add them on this list. And that could be that you go to a party. Now, I went to a party the other day. Here's my order forms. I have already added all of these on my list. But on my order forms, all of the ones that actually wanted me to add them onto my customer list, if you like, they have written their details. So they either gave me a mobile number or they gave me their email address, okay? And they actually wrote it on the top there. And I then went through and I had a conversation with them where I said, do you want to be on my customer list? Yes. Now, one of those ladies said no because she's already got a Scentsy consultant. Not a problem at all. I just literally put her order form to one side. I put it in my book, but everybody else's details I've got on my list of 100. So that's the first thing you're going to do. That is your first goal. If you haven't got a list of 100, go and make yourself one. That is your homework, and it needs to be somewhere where you can see it regularly, access it regularly. Again, it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be on a spreadsheet, it doesn't have to be amazing, but it just needs to be something that you can access. When you're running a special, you can have that list of 100 in front of you, or when you need to get your borrow bag out, or something goes a little bit quiet, this is your list that you're going to refer to. You're going to go back to that list, and you're going to start to message people, phone people, or WhatsApp people, or email people, because you've got that list. In time, I'm going to have a list that will have phone numbers and email addresses on it, but I haven't got around to that yet. It's not that pretty. My list is literally that simple. So you're going to set them. Now, then what you need to start to do, so when things go a little bit quiet, you're going to take your list of 100 and you're going to say, right, I'm going to message 10 people a day. That's not many. 10, maybe up to 30 a day. I wouldn't message any more than that. Do not message your whole list in one day, because one, you're then sort of, once you've sent that one message to your whole list, then as you go through the month, you're a bit like, if you have to send a message to your whole list every single time, what then happens is you're messaging that whole list every single time, and they get a little bit bored, and then they start to switch off, and they're like, do you know what? Bit fed up of seeing our messages, ignore those. So pick a few people to message, 10 to 20 people a day. Now, as you message 10 to 20 people a day, make it personal. Okay, so this is where I think I'm starting to really grow my business and starting to find new customers because I'm actually having personal conversations with those people. I'm not just sending them a blanket message. Remember, we talked about this last week on my other live. I'm not just sending them a boring message that is just, blank text. I'm actually having a conversation with them because, believe it or not, this is a relationship building business. So you need to build a relationship with those customers. So you need to make it personal. Now, the best personal way I make things is voice note. If you don't voice note, start doing it. Talked about that on my live last week. And you're just going to send 10 to 20 voice notes every single week. Now, it could, or every other day, or, in your pockets of time. It might be that you do 5 a day. It doesn't matter if they come back and say no to you. Remember, we're looking for sales. This is about increasing your customer base. Now, if the last message you sent them was about, do you want my personal special, or would you like one of my sales, or do you need anything, then don't voice note them 5 days later with exactly the same thing. Be creative, maybe message them and just say, hey, I see you was on holiday. How was your holiday? Did you have a nice time? Or your holiday looked amazing. Where did you go? So just keep it light. Don't always make everything about the sales. Don't make everything about, getting that sale, getting that personal special from them, because people then think that all they are to you is somebody that they can get sales from. So once you've set your list of 100, start working your way through it. Now, on your list of 100, if it helps, have your Facebook open and actually scroll through your Facebook and be like, right, who buys off me and who doesn't? I bet if I said to you, have you ever reached out to all of your people in your Scentsy VIP group? Loads of you would say, no, I haven't. So set it a task that maybe on day 1, you're going to reach out to everybody that's got the letter A in their surname. And then it might be the B's that you do on the next week, and the C's, and so forth, until you reach your way through that whole group. And it may be that you're just reaching out to them saying, hey, do you want to be on my mailing list? I see you're in my VIP group. Thanks so much for following. Have you ever tried Scentsy? Would you fancy trying my Bora bag if you haven't? It just could be something as simple as that, because there's probably a lot of people in your VIP groups that are in there but not necessarily buying or interacting with you. So definitely start to think about that. Work your way through your list. Have a look through your Facebook groups. Have a look through your Instagram pages. Who follows you? Drop them a little message. Pop a message in their inbox. If you've got their phone number, obviously do it by text. We are better and we are bigger than Messenger. So that's where I'm coming on to next. So I think it becomes really, really easy to get stuck in this rut of, I'm going to message on Messenger. We all message on Messenger a lot. However, would you, do you think that Barclaycard, for example, message on Messenger? No, they don't. Do McDonald's send all their ads on Messenger? No, they don't. Okay, 90% of big companies use text message because it's more direct. It goes straight to your inbox. When it goes to Messenger, some of you might have your Messenger app 5 screens down, okay? So therefore, I've got to scroll through to check my Messenger. Some people don't get notifications. Some people might have silenced their notifications as well. Some people might have silenced you. You might not realise it, but some people might have said, oh, I'm so sick of hearing from her saying to me, do I want my special? Silence. I will silence that notification. And then when your notifications go through, they never receive them. So start to come away from Messenger and try to use text message. Try to use WhatsApp if you can. And try to use that big taboo, email, okay? Email is definitely going to be the way forward, and it's going to be the way of growing your business that little bit further. I'm going to come back onto that a little bit later. So I'm going to start with Facebook, how you can grow your business on Facebook. So I've already talked about your customer groups. So if you're not already, have a little scroll through your customer group, write down some people that you think they might want my Bora bag. They've never tried Scentsy. Now, I know in my customer group, a lot of it is made up, I've got probably about 300 consultants in there because most of you guys are in my customer group, which is absolutely fine. It's nice to share ideas and stuff like that. But ideally, we want those customers engaging, and we want those customers, those people that have never bought before, we want them to be the ones that are sort of messaging and interacting with your posts, ideally. So, I've lost my train of thought because the hubby's just come out and I've completely lost my train of thought where I was going with that. What was I just saying? Honestly, I'm like a pigeon today. So with your actual list on your Facebook, have a look through and see who's on there. I know I've got lots of people, as I say, that have probably never bought Scentsy from me, but are sitting on my page and they're sort of watching at the moment. So you need to drop them a message. Again, if you don't, try to not to use Messenger. If you can, try to use text, try to use email. But if Messenger is your only form of contact, you need to really add them as a Facebook friend before you actually just drop them a message on Messenger, because 90% of the time they won't see it because you're not friends. They don't go and check their other inbox, which happens an awful lot. So, and also you can only send so many messages before you end up in Facebook jail. So if you've never been in Facebook jail before, it basically is where that for a few days you won't be allowed to send any Messenger messages. So if you do your business and you do your sales over Messenger, you don't want to end up in Facebook jail. So it's really important that you only send a certain amount per day, because otherwise Facebook see that you are spam, and we don't want to be spam. One, it doesn't look professional, and two, it's not going to grow your business. Okay, so looking at Facebook, things that you should be doing. You need to be consistently posting on your business page. So I would say you need to be posting on your business page between 4 to 6 times a day. Now, if you're working, not a problem at all. There is a little button that says schedule. You can schedule your posts. You can, schedule a flyer to go on your Facebook wall. You can schedule a poll. You can schedule anything you like. But use that button. If you know that you're going to have a really busy day, sit down the night before and schedule your posts. It doesn't take very long. Even if you just schedule your morning posts, because you're maybe not a morning person, so that your morning posts are all done, and no matter what, you can lay into 8 o'clock, but you know that by 6 o'clock you've hit that market that are getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, having a scroll through your Facebook. Yeah, please. On your actual Facebook, you can go into... I can't remember what it's called. I don't know. I'm going to have a look for it now. I want to say it's called engagement. There's like a little section on your Facebook, and you can actually see when and where people interact with you the most. What time is the best time to post? So I'm just going to tell you what it is, because I've got it up now. Bear with me. 2 secs. So you can go into your group, into your actual... I should have probably written this down, but I didn't. Sorry, people. This is my concentrating face. Oh, since, where am I? There we are. So since VIP group. Right, you can go into your group and you can click on more. And you can click on... No, it's not there. I'm telling you lies. I might come back to that. But there is a way. I'm just... announcements, members, events. Oh, here we go. So let me just at the side. If you click on group insights, so this is my page. So you can see here, so I've grown my group by 12 members. Now let's not get too excited, because most of them are probably consultants. But I've had minus 20% in comments and reactions. So it means only 1.2k are actually using my group. So if we go down, you can look at engagement details. Click on here. This is quite an important tool. So you can look here and it will tell you when are the best days to post and when is the best time to post. So I get most engagement at 6 o'clock in the morning, a little bit, but my most engagement, believe it or not, is 12 o'clock during the day. I think that's around 6 p.m. So if that's 5 p.m, 6, 7 and 8 p.m, 9, 10, 11. So you can sort of see when your posts are going to be more, get more engagement. So you can actually schedule your posts based on the engagement on your social media. Thank you. So you can actually look and see, for example, on a Wednesday, I don't get a lot of interaction at all. But on a Thursday, for some reason, everybody's starting to wind down. So they're using their Facebook a little bit more. I get a better interaction. Now, this is the bit that I love. Here, every post that you've ever posted in your group, it tells you how many comments you got, how many likes you got, and how many people viewed that post. So my biggest one at the moment is my happy birthday to me post. Okay, so obviously people were commenting saying happy birthday. So then it was a shout out of recognition, and then it was about what are you warming. So if you're finding, the fragrance flower, for example, got really good interaction, this should give you an idea of what sort of thing to post to get interaction based on the group that you already have. So this is a bit of a social media, how to grow your group really, because your group are going to stick around if you've got interesting things that are being posted on your group. So use your group insights to really look at when to post, and then that's when you want to be hitting your social media. That's when you want to be posting on your social media. That's when you want to be consistent during those time periods, because that's when you're getting your biggest audience. If you're posting at 7:30 in the morning and you're only hitting 10 people, there is absolutely no point in posting at that time whatsoever. It is just going to actually do nothing for your business. So be a little bit smart savvy about it and use your engagements on your post. Okay, I've talked about attraction marketing before, and I will bump my little video that's on attraction marketing because you want to be posting things that are not making you scroll past, because again, it's going to make people engage. Hold on, bear with me. So, coming away from Facebook, to be quite honest, if you want to grow your business, I've touched on Facebook just so you can look at how to engage the people that are currently actually in your group. But it's now more importantly, how are you going to bring new people to that group? How are you going to be introducing new people? So I'm going to start with samples. If you don't sample, you are never going to grow your business. It is never going to grow. I was watching Scott and Alexandra Wickfrey. They did a live this week, or there's a live on YouTube. Again, I can post it. And one of her biggest things for growing your business and growing your circles is about samples. So for example, sampling your customers that you have already, really, really important. I've talked about this before. Having your samples already made up so they're ready to go, just whack them in your bags, brilliant. Give everybody a sample. Follow up on your sample. So for me, I think I've shown you this before. For every single person that I sample, she says, I've got it here somewhere, I have a tracker. And this is what I need to do tomorrow. And I write it down. So every single person that I sample, I now have it written down in my planner. And I can know that then I can go back and I can actually look at those people and say, right, Nick, you had Go Go Mango. What did you think of it? Did you like it? How did you want to get it free? That's obviously having a good follow-up system. But I get asked time and time again about bringing new people into a business. So these are the sort of things that you want to have on hand, she says. So you want to make up little sample packs. I haven't got one to hand, but it's something really simple by just having a few samples. So you might put a couple of wax samples, you might put a counter clean sample and maybe a washer with sample. Put them in a pretty bag, take a picture of them, post them on your personal page, post them on your Instagram, post them on your local buy and sell sites, post them on your customer page, and say, is there anybody that's never tried Scentsy? If you've never tried Scentsy, I have got these sample packs that are ready to go out, and I'm ready to post them today. For the first 10 people that message me back that have never tried Scentsy before, I will send you this pack for free in the post. Okay, obviously our samples are free, but to put them all together in a pretty pack, make them look pretty, 10 new people, all you need them to do is drop you a message. It might be that you say to your VIPs, these will go out to everybody that is, recommend somebody. If you recommend somebody and they have this sample pack, this is a really good way for you to get some freebies, because I will send you some freebies in the post if one of your friends buys some wax after receiving one of my sample packs. So just by sampling and sending out their details, that is a really good way to get new customers. Now, it's obviously you can't post. Well, you can post. Samples are free, so you can't charge for your samples, which is really, really important. So whatever you put together, it's got to be a free packet that you're going to send out. Quite often we don't always know whether people are going to respond and going to buy anything, but that is a bit of a chance that we take when we sample. But a sample should be an exchange, and this is going to be my top tip for you. So anybody you give a sample to, you need to take a mobile number and an email address from those people. We take a mobile number so that we can follow up with a text message, and we take an email address so that you can add them onto your mailing list. Really, really important, so that you can send out all your personal specials, all your special offers by email. So that, for me, is something that's really starting to work. But just taking anybody that I give samples to, I'm actually taking an exchange of mobile, text, email address, anything you like. But you need to be getting these out there. You need to be getting the samples out there, and you need to be saying to people, look, I've got these. I'm happy to give them away for free. They're no good sitting in my box here. I need to get them out, and I need to get them in the post. It's going to cost you a second-class stamp. We're talking, how much is a second-class stamp? Like 60p, 50p, and an envelope to get them out in the post. Maybe, you know, I've got a stash of envelopes here. You can send one of those second-class stamp, put your little pack in there, make it nice and flat if you can. If you're sending maybe washer whiffs, they're a really good thing to send. A scent circle if you wanted to be really generous. And a couple of wax samples. Make sure they're the flat ones. So make sure you've chopped them or you've made them into your little samples. You can send that for like next to nothing to somebody in the post. But make sure you've got some sort of details to follow them up through. Don't just stick your samples through people's letterboxes and hope that they're going to come to you. Before we changed over to the new catalogue, I posted 50 odd catalogues through people's doors with samples. I haven't had one return on those, not one. Okay, so yes, I needed to get rid of my catalogues, but all that wax went down, you know, in people's letterboxes. I reckon loads of people put that in the bin, and not one person has come back. And that was given away with no details. I didn't take any details. So with your samples, think sample exchange. Do not give out samples unless you are getting something in return. So the exchange could be for your customers that are regular, is that hopefully they're going to keep coming back and they're going to buy new products. Or if your customers are regular, that you say to them, look, I'll send you these if you can recommend somebody that might want to try Scentsy this month. A really good way to get them onto, you know, giving new people, bring it to you. Now that brings me on to a referral program. I don't have one at present, but this is my one thing that I was saying to you that I haven't done yet, but that I am going to be doing. So bear with me. So I'm going to be going on to Vistaprint after we speak. This is my job of the evening, and I'm going to be creating a little card, and it's going to be about this big. So it's going to be postcard size. On one side, it's going to be my referral scheme. So it's going to say what is happening on my referral scheme. So my referral scheme is going to be something like this. Introduce or refer a friend to me directly. They've got to come to me. So refer a friend to me directly, and they will, if they spend over £35, you will get a free wax bar from me. So all somebody has got to do is refer a friend to me, and I will give them a free wax bar of their choice. We get loads of freebies, so you can just say it will be on my next order. I will order it when I get my next order through. So you're giving away £7.25, okay, of free credit. Hopefully that should be free credit. It shouldn't cost you a penny because you get it for free. I would also refer somebody that books a party with me, and the party spend is £245. You will get a mini warmer from me, or you will get a warmer of your choice from me. Again, I will make sure that it is a free warmer, so it's a little freebie. I also may refer somebody that signs up, for example, as a consultant, and they put for an active order. That's the important bit. They've got to put for an active order, so over 200 PRV. If you've got a friend that signs up and they get an active order, then I may give them a voucher for £35 to spend, for example, or something along those lines. I haven't quite worked out what I'm going to give away yet. When you do a referral scheme, here's the points. You need to make sure that you're only giving away what you can afford. Don't say you're going to give a £50 voucher if you can't afford to give a £50 voucher. You make it affordable to you as an individual. Because if all of a sudden all of your friends start referring people and you start getting all of these people, you've got to be able to follow through with the referral scheme. So just bear that in mind. Secondly, referral schemes have to be done via personal message. You cannot advertise that if you refer a friend to you on Facebook, that you will get free wax or £50 free vouchers on your groups or on social media or on anything that is a group setting. So you can't do it on your WhatsApp groups or anything like that. So if you're going to run something like this is where your email is going to come into play. You have a free email system on your workstation. So for those of you that have never used the email system, I'm going to just show you how it works. It's really simple. Let me turn you around so you can see. I've lost a few people, but it doesn't really matter. They're probably bored. So if you go to contacts and you look, all of your contacts are here. You've got pages and pages of them. Now, if you click on this little box here, and then you go to here and you go to email, it literally is that simple. All your customers' email addresses go here. You can then write your referral scheme in here. And it literally is that simple to write your referral scheme in there, send it as a picture if you like, if you want to make a pic monkey, or just send it as some written text. Tell people what your referral scheme is. Send it. Send that email, get it out to all of your customers. I mean, that email there could go out to like 300 of my customers. And that goes to them inboxes straight away. Then if they reply to you on that inbox and they refer a friend that may be interested for you to contact with their contact details, boom. There's your lead. You're getting leads just off of your customers alone. And that way you're not having to work on your immediate friends and family. Straight away, you're using all of your customers that you've already got, asking them for a referral. So if you don't do a referral scheme, it's your homework. Go away and set one up. Think about what you're happy to give away and then work out a way that you can do it. If you don't do referral schemes, don't expect people to refer you on to their friends. But it's simple as that. Unless you've got amazing customer service and you are, the most bubbly person in the world, people aren't going to refer you if they're not getting something out of it. They want something out of it, Everybody wants a referral scheme. So definitely look at that. Okay, so parties. Okay, parties are also a really good way to get new customers and to build your customer base. So if you're not having parties and you don't want to have parties, then maybe you should be looking at having an online party. A friend of mine had an online party for me once. She invited 500 people because that was the maximum. She invited 500 people to that online party. So potentially I had 500 new customers there. Obviously I put on a show and I put on the best possible online party that I could. I gained out of it 10 new people that were in my group, that were added to my group, that actually wanted to be, regular customers. So if you're not partying, that is something that you should be doing. Now, I know it's easier said than done getting people to book parties, but if you can bribe a friend to start with, use your warm market to get you going and get them to invite all their friends. Ideally, when you're at a party, you should be looking to book another party. Now, one thing that I did that worked really well for me this time at my most recent party was that I worked the party. I went round and I spoke to people. I started to work on building those relationships. I worked really hard on building my relationship with the host. And then I went round and I spoke to each person individually. I asked them about where they were going to place the warmer, what sort of room they were thinking of putting it in, what their favourites were in the catalogue, what their favourite smells were. I got involved smelling the scents with them, so I built the relationships with them. 3 people actually said about maybe having a party, and I've followed up with each of them since getting back from that party, and they're all now thinking about dates of when they can do their party. So ideally, when you're at a party, whether it be online or whether it be a face-to-face party, you want to be looking at booking more parties, because that's where you're going to build your customer base. And that's definitely where I've built my customer base. I've got lots of people that are from parties, and it may well be that only 2 or 3 people from a party come back and regularly buy from me. But if I get 2 new customers that regularly buy from me, that I've built a relationship with over time, hopefully one day one of them will have a party for me, and that's a whole new customer base that I've got there. Or one of them might decide to join my team, and they're then bringing their customer base to my team. So these are things for you to be thinking about. So if you're not having parties, definitely be looking for your parties. And if you're struggling to get parties, get your samples out there first. Get your free samples out there first. And when they come back and say to you, you know what, it's a little bit expensive, I can't really afford it, then you can go back with, look, you need to have a party, because that's the way you get it free and that's the way you get it half price. You really need to play on those half price and free items so that people understand it. Because I think we say to people quite a lot, do you know what, you can get free credit. They don't really understand what free credit means. They just think, oh, she's talking sensey language. Be honest with people and say, look, you can get this completely for free. Have a party, that is yours for free. You get that for free. Make that desirable item, that gold warmer or that cream diamond warmer, make it that desirable item available to them by having a party. And it's about changing your language to sort of get people, especially when they say it's too expensive or they don't say anything at all, then you need to be picking up the phone and you need to be having those conversations. On that note of parties, I've been quite successful recently with voice noting people. You've got mobile numbers of people. Ring people. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone. They gave you their mobile number. So therefore, they're expecting a text message or a phone call. If you phone them and drop them a little message and be like, you know, let's say they don't answer the phone. Leave them a voice note. Oh, hey, hon, it's Lisa, that crazy Scentsy lady. I just wanted to ring to see how you were getting on. I wondered if you fancied booking a party. You know, you've had a party for me before, or you've been to a party for me before. Do you think it's something your friends would like? I'd love you to get some freebies because you came to a party and you was one of my good customers. You know, think about what you're saying. Think about how you're saying it to people. Sell it to people. You've really got to sell them to have that party, because some people just don't want to have a party. They think, they hear the word party and they go, oh, I can't have a party. You know, use different language to have that party. Call it a gathering, call it a coffee morning, you know. And if you're really struggling with parties, have your own and invite your neighbours. Invite people that you don't normally invite. Invite new people. And again, pick up the phone, ring them, pick up the phone. Really important. Okay, so we've talked about samples, we've talked about parties, we've talked about referral programs. Okay, my next point. This is where I'm going with my business next. I'm now heading down business owners. And I read this in my most recent network marketing personal development book. So if you're struggling with friends and family and you're struggling with, you know, building that market, now it's time to go down the business owners. Do you ever advertise on your Facebooks for a lash technician? I bet the minute you say, I'm looking for a lash technician, does anybody know one on your Facebook? All of a sudden you will get tags of 20 people, 20 lash technicians. Jade, I'm sure you could say, if somebody says, I'm looking for a new hairdresser to do ombre, for example, I bet you get tagged all the time, okay? And that's a way where hairdressers grow their business, because then they can inbox people and they say, hey, you know, you're looking for a hairdresser, this is some of my work, etc., etc. This works in the same way. You're looking for a lash technician, you post that you're looking for a lash technician. Now, you might well be looking for a lash technician, but if you're not looking for a lash technician, you're looking to get your borrow bag in that lash technician's salon. So whether it be a room in their house, or whether it be, you know, a salon that they've actually got, or whether it be a room that they rent somewhere, you need to be saying to them, look, you need to have this in your salon. It'll be fantastic for you. One, people absolutely love having a nice smell while they're having their lashes done. I can provide you with some scents that are like a spa, or lavender that's quite relaxing, or maybe you just like my borrow bag just to try it. Okay, really good people to get towards, because they're getting people all the time through their doors. They have a whole customer base. Now, ideally, you want your lash technicians, your hairdressers, your beauticians, your barbers to be joining your business. That's what you really want. But we've got to start them somewhere. So to start with, it might be giving them a free sample pack, or it might be giving them your borrow bag. And that's where you're going to be going for. So just by advertising that you need a lash technician on your page, everybody's going to tag their amazing lash technicians on your page. Everyone's going to be tagging, you're going to have all these people. Oh, these are amazing. This person's amazing. Tag this person. Try this person. You then are going to leverage your tags by getting those people to drop you little inboxes. Straight away, your inbox is now open with their inbox, okay? Now you're going to go in there with, okay, how much are your lashes, etc., etc. Oh, I'm really thinking about it, sort of, I'm thinking about having my lashes done. I'm really not sure. I'm really worried about having my lashes done. I also sell Scentsy. You wouldn't fancy maybe trying a bit of Scentsy. You could go and have your lashes done and then swap. You give them a bit of Scentsy, you have your lashes done. Next time you have them done, you have them done with someone else. It doesn't really matter. But just by leveraging that, you know, that consultantness, and that, you know, everybody needs a lash tech. So yeah, you're right, Jade. Everyone's going to be looking for a lash technician tomorrow, but it's just a different avenue to go down. It doesn't necessarily have to be lashes. It could be nails. We all need our nails doing. We all need a spray tanner. We all need a beautician that's going to give us the most amazing facial. You know, these are businesses. They're people that have got a business already. They've got an established business already, so therefore they're getting people coming through their door. So you either want to get your catalogues and your smellies in there. Now, what I would do personally is I would say, look, you need Luna in your life at the moment, in your small little lash room. I tell you what, you buy the mini warmer, I will give you Luna for free. This is a personal special. You can't do this any other way. But you buy the mini warmer, I will give you a bar of Luna for free to get you started, or I will buy you a bar of clothesline for, you know, to get you started. Holly, I need lashes. So if you fancy driving to me, happy to, you know, for you to come and lash me up. So I would give away a bar of my free wax. I've got like a big stock load in there, you know, and that's the same as cleaners, for example. Have you got a cleaner? Do you want to try a Scentsy Clean for absolutely free? You get where I'm going with this. We're looking for businesses, so we don't necessarily need to be actually looking for individual people. Sometimes we want to be going out there and looking for someone that's already got an established business. They're already going to get people walking through their door. Now, they might not want to join Scentsy, so if they don't want to join Scentsy, not a problem at all. Here's how you can get it for free. When all those customers walk through your door, you build up a party order of over £150, I will give you one half price free item, and I will give you £12.50 in free credit to spend. Boom. You basically split in your host rewards, if you like, in half, because you might get 2 lash technicians that both want to have a mini warmer in their lash place. Obviously you can't get one eye done with one person and one eye done with the other, but what you can do is give them both a mini warmer to try, for example. Give them a borrow bag each, for example. Give them a grab bag that you've just made up. There's lots of possibilities, but look for your business owners. Don't be cold calling people, because I think that's spammy. So by ringing people up and going, oh hi, I'd love to bring you in some samples, nobody really wants that. But what people do want is, if you're in the market for looking to have your nails done, or, you know, a spray tan, or your beautician, you know, your facials and whatnot, then, you know, you can leverage these things and actually get your products in there as well. So just an idea for you. Okay, so business owners, one to put on your list. Bear with me. Hubby made me tea. Lucky wifey. Okay. Okay, I've got a couple more things. Hubbies. Okay, you're going to leverage your hubbies. So I've just made this up. This is one of my opportunity packs. Looks like this. This is going to work with Michael tomorrow. I need to tape it together because otherwise it'll get broken. I'm going to put it in an envelope and make it look pretty. This is going to work with Michael tomorrow because he works on a scaffolding firm, and one of the guys that he was chatting to said that his wife needs a new job. So he went, oh, my wife sells Scentsy. She should come and sell Scentsy. She'd love it. So he's already done that bit for me. You need to be chatting to hubbies, other halves, girlfriends, whatever's going on within your life, and you need to be asking who, you know, they're seeing on a daily basis. They must be seeing people. Are they going to meetings? If they are, can they take some of your Scentsy goodies with them to give out as freebies? Are they a managing director of their own firm? So therefore, if they are, can you go in one day with your borrow basket and take it in and see if you can get some orders? Can he take in your host packets? Is there anybody that's looking for a little bit of extra work? So hubbies are an amazing thing to leverage if you have got an other half that is, you know, willing to help you work the business. That's another way to get you to grow the business. I also would be getting hubby's phone and adding all the females that are on his Facebook into your customer group, because there are going to be some of them that are going to be interested in it. That's how I got as many followers as I did right at the beginning. Okay, so that works really well. Okay, a fundraiser. This is the most pinnacle way to grow your business, and this is how the Americans grow their business as big as they do, and this is how the Americans also bring in as much PRV as they do. So this is the secret. So, fundraiser. Let's say, for example, my son has a football team. Probably not the best example because they're not very good at fundraising, but my son has a football team. We need to raise money to buy new jackets and new tracksuits. So I'm going to make up 5 envelopes. They're going to look like this. They're actually not. They're going to be bigger than this. In that envelope is going to have a sponsor form. It's going to have a scent circle. It's going to have a what are they called? Order forms, like maybe 10. It's going to have, what else? Sponsor form, order forms. It's going to have a catalogue in there. You are going to make up 6 of these, maybe 10, maybe just 3. Depends how many parents that you get that are interested. My son's football team has 10 parents, so therefore I could make up 10. We're doing a fundraiser. So I am going to say to those parents, we are selling scent circles. Well, it could be any product, but we are selling scent circles. They are £3.75 each. They are, and I will put a little leaflet in there that tells you how much they are to buy in bundles. So how much it is for 1, how much it is for 3, how much it is for 6. That's going to be within my little packet. Now, one example, and that will go to the person that's doing that's the envelope person. And when they're finished, they will get to keep that. So you're going to give away maybe 6 scent circles, definitely. What you're then going to ask them to do is to take that away, and they are going to sell as many scent circles as they can for you. And you are going to say to them, all of the commission that you make for every scent circle that gets sold, you will donate to the football team. Now, you then are going to get the PRV, and which obviously the PRV is going to go towards things like the incentives. Now, obviously, you are giving away your commission to do this. Now, you don't have to give away your whole commission. It could be that you decide to give away 20% of your commission. 20%, though, based on this, isn't going to be very much. Your commission for your scent circles is going to be pretty small. So if you're doing it for something like cancer research, I know that's really close to my heart. So I would give away all my commission for this particular product. And I would be just aiming for the PRV to get the points for the incentive drip. So I am going to set up a little fundraiser. What I am then going to do, because this fundraiser is about increasing my sales, is for every single person that is going to buy 1 or 6 or 5 or however many they're going to do, they are going to fill in an order form. On that order form, they must fill in their contact details. They must fill in a mobile number, and they must fill in an email address. That's going to be the must, the compulsory. You don't need their address maybe, but you do need their mobile number and their address. Now, if that envelope comes back with no scent circle, because that's gone to the lady, but it comes back full of order forms, like so, brilliant. You might have an order here for 20 scent circles, let's say, for example. Out of those 20 scent circles, you might have 10 new customers. Yes, you're going to lose the PRV because the commission is going to, you're going to keep the PRV, sorry, but the commission for this might be, let's say you've just had £100 in commission. That £100 goes towards cancer research, and you pay that, you get a check, and it all looks amazing, okay? But what you have for giving up £100 worth of commission is the potential for 10 new customers just by doing a fundraiser. How amazing is that? And straight away, all of those people you can reach out to because you've got their mobile numbers, and you could say, would you like to be in my VIP group? Or how would you like me to contact you in future? Just by doing a fundraiser. It doesn't have to raise loads and loads of money. You don't have to be giving millions to whichever charity you decide to do. But just by setting this up, you are giving back to the community, which is one of Scentsi's big things. They love giving back to the community, and that's one of their Scentsi, what's the word? One of their their things that they're all about, giving back to the community. So by you giving back to the community, this is a really good way to do it. Scent Circle fundraiser. It could be that you do Tinkerbell, and for every Tinkerbell that you sell, you give away your commission. But Scent Circles, you're more likely to get more sales, I think, because they're cheap, and everybody's willing to part with £3.75. I would part with £3.75 if it got sent home. So that's a Scent Circle fundraiser. Really good way to get new customers. And you've got to remember, for every envelope that you get back, every single envelope that you get back, make sure it's got an address on there, that you know who that envelope went to, and you've made a note of who you give all 10 of those envelopes to, and you tick them off, and you say you've got a date to get all of those envelopes back. I want them all back in 3 weeks' time. I'm going to be doing this, Tan and Claire Watson, by the way, you don't know, you're going to be doing it with me. We are going to do one for the Stroke Foundation, because our friend had a stroke recently, and this is on my list of things to do, to actually do one to raise some commissions for the Stroke Foundation, because I know that it means so much to him. So we are going to be doing one, and anybody else that would like to join me in raising money for the Stroke Foundation, it is a really good way to grow your business, and it is a really good way to grow your customer base organically, and feeling like you're doing something good, rather than sort of saying to people, do you just want to join, just want this, would you want sales, do you want sales, do you want sales? This is a really nice way to grow your business. So if you're not doing a fundraiser yet, or you've not considered it, then get considering, people, get considering. So that's that. What else did I want to talk to you about? fundraiser. Okay, I'm just going to whiz through these last few bits. Okay, every time I get a PWS order, so on my workstation, they get one of these for free. That's why I actually had this out. It's going to go in this envelope. They get one of these for free. I also bought, I don't know what I've done with them. I've got like a little pack of cards, and I just send a little thank you card. I also put like glitter in there, so when they open it, the glitter goes everywhere and they think of me, which will be, and they get a free scent circle. Another really good way to get people coming back. It's good customer service. Also, someone might say to their friend, oh, do you know what, if you order on our website you get a free scent circle. Yeah, boom, she's going to order on my website because she gets a free scent circle. So that is something that I've just started doing recently that works quite well. Okay, Facebook buy and sell sites. You have to be a little bit careful on Facebook buy and sell sites because you can't advertise actual stock or actual products. So for example, you couldn't say, I've got one of these, message me for more details. But what you can do is you can message and say, if you would like to, if you'd be interested in looking at this, here's my website below. If you'd be interested in ordering, I do put through bulk orders, please let me know. And then anybody that actually comments on here, anybody that comments on there, you can then message them directly and add them to your VIP group. Facebook buy and sell sites are a fantastic way to get out there and get messaging people. But one of my pet hates is when you see 90,000 consultants, especially all from the same team, that are all commenting on the same buy and sell page when somebody's saying, oh, has anybody got a Scentsy consultant? It is a pet hate of mine. So what I tend to do before I actually post on a buy and sell site that's local to me is I search Scentsy in the bar. If a post hasn't been posted for like a week or 2 weeks, then I will post. If one's been posted the day before, I don't post. I leave it a couple of days and then I go back, purely because I think that I don't want to be like that spam a lot person. Don't want to be that person. Okay, so I've talked to you about your email. Branding yourself is really, really good way. It's a good conversation starter. So wear a badge, wear a hat, wear a hoodie. It's a good conversation starter. Buy a bottle, a water bottle, buy a bag, buy a towel, buy an umbrella. If somebody says to you, oh, what's Scentsy? It's a good conversation starter. Never go out Scentsy naked. So if you're going to the supermarket and somebody gives you really good customer service, give them, if you have a load of, I haven't got any made up, so this is really bad, but say you have a load of business cards with a wax sample attached to it, and somebody gives you really good customer service, take one out of your handbag, give them to them and say, look, would you like to, I don't know whether you'd be interested, but here's a free wax melt. They're more than likely to message you, and you know where they work. So next time you go into that supermarket, you can actually say to them, oh, what did you think of that wax sample that I gave you? So never go out Scentsy naked, especially if you're going to post office regularly or you're going places where you're seeing the same people that work over and over again. Reach out to them, give them free samples. It's a really good way to build your circles. Lastly, I'm just going to mention is about your follow-up system. Really, you need to have a really good follow-up system in place. Now, I'm going to post a video of Chloe Cox's check-in, check-back, check-up system. It's really good. It's really basic. It's not complicated. It doesn't involve loads of folders. Obviously, you've got Maven, which is amazing. Unfortunately, I'm a pen and paper girl, which Maven just doesn't work for me because I spend a lot of time on my phone already. But if you're not using Maven, it's actually called AMI now. Check out the app because it's a fantastic way to follow up with people. It also will always prompt you to reach out to new people on your Facebook. You should be reaching out to new people just in general about Scentsy. So definitely consider using Maven. But if you don't use Maven, then obviously have a good follow-up system in place. If I'm honest, my follow-up system has been poor over the time. There's probably lots of people in my list of 100 and I'm looking at it thinking, actually, I haven't been that great with my follow-up system. So it's on my list of things to do is to improve mine. But basically, the check-in system is this in a nutshell. So somebody orders and you get an order form, or you've written down their order. The next day, you check in with them straight away. So you check in with them immediately, 24 hours after, just to be like, thanks so much for your order. It's all been placed. So you're having some form of contact with them. And then you check back. A week after they have received their order, you're going to check back with them to make sure that they're using their order, to make sure they've opened it. And then you're asking them along the lines of not whether they want more wax, but you're asking them things like, how would you like me to contact you in future? Would you like me to contact you via text, via email, via WhatsApp, via Messenger? Give them an opportunity. Ask them about their favourite smells. Ask them about, when they want to be contacted, or when's a good time for them, or because then you're getting to know a little bit about your customer. Now, she's got a really good sheet, Chloe has, where you can actually write information down about your customer. And it literally is a few simple things like they want to be contacted via text. They only want to be contacted on a Saturday, for example. They love Amazon Rain. Really, really dislike Go-Go Mango. Who dislikes Go-Go Mango? But they really, really dislike Go-Go Mango. So for example, just by having a few little things written down about them, you can build on that and you can build the relationship with them. If you build a good relationship with your customers, they're more likely to book parties. They're more likely to repeat order. They're more likely to refer their friends. They're more likely to buy off you if you've got a fundraiser going. They're more likely to, refer you on to somebody else. So it's a big circle. Scentsy and building your customer base is a huge, huge circle. The last thing I'm going to do tonight is I am going to post for you the link, which is posted by Kelly, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but it's 365 ways to sell Scentsy, and hopefully there will be something on there that is relevant and that makes you say, yeah, do you know what, 100% that is going to work for me. So I am going to post you all of these different things. I'm going to upload you all of this different information, but I'm going to go now. So hopefully, I'm really, really hoping that one thing that I've said to you today may be relevant and may make you think, actually, I've really got that gap in my business. I mean, my best bit of advice for you is, I know that lots of you are stressing about, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. And there's always training that I'm giving in here. And I know sometimes it can be really overwhelming. But if you keep it simple and keep it, I know it's Laura's favourite, keep it simple, keep it consistent, and make sure that you find something that is going to make your business work better for you, that is going to be the winner for you. So for you, it's got to be about, if this is your hole and this is what you're struggling with, and you're working only with your friends and family in your warm market, put everything else to one side and just start to work on some of these things. Get your sample packs together so that they're ready to go out. Start looking at, where you're posting, what times you're posting, and maybe look at doing something like a fundraiser. Just pull in some of those things and things will start to improve. Big tip as well, every time you add someone new to your customer group, do them a shout out and give them a welcome, because if they comment on it, then what happens is they're more likely to see your posts. So I'm going to leave you with that tip, because I think that's really, really important. And also it makes them feel a little bit special. You guys will love getting shout outs, so why shouldn't your customers as well? Anyway, so I feel like I've spoke a lot. I'm really hoping that some of those things are relevant, and there might be something new in there for you. If you've got any questions, please, please, please do ask. Let me just scroll back, see if there's any questions. How does that work? So Paula, with your Christmas bazaar, definitely definitely do it, and make sure you get insurance. There is an insurance that you need, a Scentsy insurance, for any bazaars or stalls or anything like that. But you can sell stock at those type of events. So basically you can take stock with you, hun. I actually think those type of events work better if people go away with something. And I would make up products that maybe have 1 or 2 warmers, but keep it quite small products, like maybe bundles of wax bars, or a bundle of Scent Circle wax bar and a scent pack, things that you can keep small price. Because I've got to be honest, I don't go to my kids' bazaar with like 50-60 quid in my pocket to buy a warmer. So just bear that in mind maybe, and think about your market. That's something that I would consider. Every consultant's looking for a lash technician tomorrow, yeah, Definitely follow up on your samples, 100%. Again, change your language with it. Don't say, what did you think of the sample? Say to them, do you want to know how to get that sample for free or half price? That works really well as well. Be not in, not quite. Any other questions? If not, I'm going to love you all and leave you. Yeah, you can sell stock, Jade, as long as you don't advertise it. You cannot advertise that you're selling stock. The only place you can advertise it is personal message. So you literally can drop people. You could take a picture of all your stock. So say, for example, I could take a picture of this and go, oh, £5 for this wax bar. but I have to send it by personal message, and it can't be sent on like groups or anything like that. You have to be really careful about that. Anyway, right, I hope that was useful, and I'll speak to you soon.